Let us continue with our lesson, and if you run your application now, we have a add tags where we can add a tags, and the home screen is the place where we will be getting all of our list for our tags. So this is a place that we will be receiving the list of our tags. So in order to work with the home screen, so what we need to do is for this tags repository, we need to do it in our home. So for that, if you go to the home over here, and this home is a fragment, and we have a view model for this fragment. So what we will do is we'll work with the home view model, in order to get all of our tags. So let me just close all of the unwanted things that I just close it, and tags repository home view model. Okay, we will be working with this home view model in order to get out all of our tags. So if we go to the splash, we have a splash view model. Main we don't have it, and auth we have over here. And let's create one new folder or a package of home. Just click on OK. And for this home view model, let's drag to the home over here. Just click on OK. So we have a home view model over here, and what we have to do is we'll just remove this one, and first of all thing is we need to create a function to get all tags, and that should return a live data, live data. And inside this live data we need a val of our data, and that should be of a repository. So we need to have a, where is our repository? It should be of a tags repository. So for the tags repository we need to pass the network service. So let's create a network service. So first of all, let's create a the companion object, and let's create a constant val of a tag, and let's have a string tag which should be of a home view model. And the next step is let's create a private val of a network, this should be val of a network service. So network service is equal to, how do we create a network services? Through a networking. So what I can do, network service is equals to networking dot create. So we need to pass a base URL. So base URL we can get from a build config dot base URL. Okay, so we have created a network service over here, and we also need to create a private let init var of a tags repository, and I think that we should initialize it. So I think we create a init block. So in the init block we can just say as a tags repository is equals to tags repository, and we need to pass the network service. Just copy and paste it over here. So we have created a tags repository now, and the tags repository dot, we can get all tags, and we need to pass the token. So token is how we are going to get token, is we have already saved in our preference. So for that we need to have a preference, and I think we have already done it, so why not we just go and copy that. I think it's in the login view model. So we have created a set preference over here. Just copy this one, private let init var set preference, as well as app preference. So we will just copy this one, I think over here, right here, after this one. So we need our set preference and app preference. So set preference, how do we get it? So here what we can do is let's go down and let's create a set preference is equals to, we have to get a context. So how do we get a context over here? So if you go to the login view model, the context is in the init block we are passing. So that's actually the function that we have created and we have passed it. So this should be of a function now. So it's another init block. So we have to create a function init and we have to pass the context from the offset context context. And now we have the context, and what we can do is context dot get preference, and the preference name I think we have to copy from here. We have not created a constant val for this one, so we need to create a constant variable actually. So and the next step is a context dot mode private. So it should be of a private because we only want our application to have access to this set preference. So now since we have a set preference, and we can say that app preference equals to app preference, and we can pass this set preference. And since we have app preference now, we can get the token. So how do we get a token is, let's create a token. I think we have somewhere past the token. I think we haven't. Okay, so what I will do is I'll create a private val of a token, and yeah, that should be of a string data type. By saying that, okay, string is equals to, we can just give a empty, or we can say it let init, or let's give a, okay, we can just say that private let init var of a token, and that's of a string data type. And here we can get that token is equals to app preference dot get access token dot to string, yeah, and we have access token. Now we can pass it over here, that access token, sorry, we can pass the access token, and finally we can emit the value of the data. Okay, so we have successfully created our home view model, and the next step is we'll make use of this function in our activity or a fragment. So I think the home view model home fragment, so it should be on a home fragment. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.